playing Private Leonard Lawrence in Full Metal Jacket. I'm sure you've been asked everything. My only real question really is, it's so intense, those moments, and I just was any of that improvised? Was any of what he was saying improvised? He wasn't even an actor, right? What's his name? I'm sorry.
Lee
Ermey, who was brilliant in everything I'd seen.
So what would happen was he was a drill instructor in real life,
Mm-hmm.
For many years after this guy did 3 tours in Vietnam. He went back twice. He volunteered to go back twice.
That's a stud.
So he was there, like for all the shit. He was in the shit for many years over there, and showed us his bullet holes and everything, and honestly, like the real deal. And but he had an abundance from being a drill instructor and being around in that life his whole life, in that world his whole life. He had abundance of things to say. But Stanley, so he would just say them, spurt them out, and Stanley would then type them all out word for word. But then Lee would have to then do them every time. So he kind of dug his own grave, because he was sort of, at the time, just barely an actor. And not to rate his ability, because his ability was amazing, but he had just, he was green still. In my mind, he was green still. Even as a young man, I was like, this guy's green, and and that was my first film. So like, I didn't know any different, but no, there was no improvising. But so in a way, he was spitting out improvisations, but not when the camera was rolling.
Yeah, it's almost like, because I remember watching the documentary on The Shining, and Stanley's always typing on his little typewriter.
Typing away.
And Jack would say something, little pigs, and then he'd be like,
yeah, exactly.
He's like adding stuff.
Really hot. Yeah.